up at 8:23. We're back here on your Wednesday, and our chance to get into one of the hottest topics when it comes to diet and nutrition. Desiree Nielsen is here, a registered dietitian. The keto diet.
It's about as hot a dietary fad as you can get, but I think there's so much that people don't know about it. There's a lot of mythology out there on the internet, and it's really important if you're going to do this that it's right for you and that you do it properly, because there's a lot of potential harm involved too.
Okay, so let's break it down. What is the keto diet?
So the ketogenic diet is a diet that's extremely low carb. It's not a high protein diet, which many people think it is. It's a high fat diet. Roughly about 80% of your calories come from fat.
So you want to lose weight, but you're going high in fat.
Yes, and the reason why you do that is that the carbs drop way down. So for most women, you're at about 25 grams of net carbohydrates. Men, I'll start them at 35.
And break that down, like what is that per day?
Less than a large apple.
That's it.
Less than a large apple. And unlike any other diet, eating this way shifts you into a totally different metabolic state. It's ketogenic metabolism. So it's not the kind of diet, oh, I have a keto breakfast, keto lunch. No, you actually have to commit to this diet. It takes a few weeks for your body to actually fully adjust into this metabolic state. That's when you start burning fat for energy instead of carbohydrates.
So there's a commitment and a long-term play with this diet here.
Yeah.
And I don't see any meat on the table when it comes to the keto diet.
And for a couple of reasons. One, because I'm plant-based, but also because people expect that keto diet is, oh, I get to eat all the cheese, the steak that I want, you know, bacon-wrapped cheese bombs on the internet. But in fact, you really want to formulate this well with a ton of plant foods, particularly low carbohydrate vegetables, but even some plant proteins. You know, a lot of the people, especially in Vancouver, we don't always eat a meat-heavy diet, and so some people say, well, I don't want to eat all this meat. So you can swap in fish, chicken. Tofu is low carb. Smoked tofu is a wonderful option, but you can't, if you're vegetarian, eat legumes, eat any grains. So you really have to watch where you're getting your protein and your healthy fats.
With the minimization of carbs in this diet, on the other side, what does that do for macronutrient deficiencies? What does that do to your liver? Like, is there a lot of long-term research out with this diet of how it impacts our health?
It's such a great question because there isn't a ton of long-term research. So some of the bigger groups have gotten up to their 1-year data where they're looking more at metabolic markers like blood sugar, blood cholesterol. It can be helpful for kids with autism that's not responding to certain therapies. But also, I have clients who use this kind of a diet to manage anxiety. So we don't have a ton of long-term research, but we do know that when you're eating this way, most people need a multivitamin. Like, unless they are going to count every little gram of everything, you need a multivitamin. You probably need to supplement with magnesium. You can get calcium if you watch for people who eat dairy, your tofu, getting those calcium sources in, but there are risks for a lot of deficiencies, particularly fiber. You need fiber to keep your gut running smoothly, and if you don't watch your vegetables, the fiber goes way down.
And this is beneficial for those suffering with type 2 diabetes.
Yeah, you know, for those with type 2 diabetes or with obesity, I think that's actually the strongest case for using that diet. People need to know, though, it's not something you go on and off. I recommend people commit at least for 6 months. And for many people with stubborn type 2 diabetes, this may be how they live forever. So this isn't something to, you know, read a blog post and go, I'm going to do this and like kind of like go on or off. You need to commit for the long term, but for people with type 2 diabetes, this is a remarkable therapy when other things haven't worked.
And if someone is considering the diet, you advise go to an expert doctor, talk about what you want to do with your ultimate goals before just embarking on this?
Yes, because of the potential pitfalls, there are electrolyte disturbances that can be really dangerous for your heart if you don't supplement the right way. Get the all clear from your physician. Get a registered dietitian who knows how to formulate this diet well so that you're getting your fruits and vegetables, getting all of your micronutrients. You're doing it safely and effectively, who can help you guide you through the potential pitfalls and side effects.
And I guess a final tip, if you're not going to go on the diet, but you want to kind of incorporate some of the principles, quick tip or two people can do.
Yeah, so ketogenic diets are teaching us a lot about how we eat carbohydrates. Carbs are not bad. I want people to know carbohydrates are not evil, but how we eat them, all the fluffy, starchy, sugary stuff is not so great for our health, and that's why we're getting ill. So eat more vegetables. I love a plate that is 50% vegetables, all the colors. Eat more beneficial fats. Eat more olive oil, olives, avocados, in place of the big bowls of pasta. So downsize your pasta, up your veggies, up your healthy whole fats.
All right. A lot of great advice right there for the keto diet. Listen, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you.
All right, we'll take a break.